Thanks for checking out my video. If you want to learn more from me, I have a lot of classes on Udemy. You can find the links to a lot of those in the description. Alright, so this ought to be an interesting one, but it is kind of on the mundane side of things. But that is because magic isn't just the robes you wear and the spirits you invoke and the energy you raise and blah 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 blah. Magic is both inside the ritual chamber and outside of the ritual chamber. So we are going to be focusing outside of the ritual chamber today. So outside of the ritual chamber, what I'm talking about is real world action. The stuff that you do that allows the magic to carry through and allows it to help you manifest the thing that you want to manifest. It helps you create the situation or the thing or the whatnot that you want to create and the thing that you stepped into ritual and did magic for. So, magic results don't just fall out of the sky. I do a spell for $1,000,000, poof, there's $1,000,000 in a giant stack that lands on my pool table and breaks it because it's very heavy. Doesn't work like that, does it? So, basically, what I want to focus on is how do you think about what you're supposed to do in order to get the result that you want? And let me give you something a little bit of brain food. So, every result that you have right now, the situation that you have right now, for the most part, unless it's something that is utterly and completely out of your control, which you might say, a lot of things are out of my control. That's why my life sucks, and that's why I can't have this or that, and blah, blah, blah. Really think hard about that because there's plenty of things I used to think was outside of my control until I realized, yes, it is in my control, and I can definitely do something about it. So, don't give me those excuses. But we're talking inverse thinking here. So all the different things that you're doing, that what you eat, how you sleep, the choices you make, how you talk to people, the effort that you put into different things, even your schedule, and how you ration your time, how you regiment your time, is what creates the situation that is around you right now. If you want to do some skill building, then you got to put some time into it. I have several musical instruments I'm not going to get better at unless I actually work at them. My relationship won't get better unless I actually work at it, which is why it's gotten so much better. My job, I was at a sucky job and I wanted a different job, so I had to go looking for it. I wanted to gain knowledge in different things, so I had to read a lot and, put myself through a lot of different learning things. I didn't get my doctorate sitting on my butt, did I? You know, I wrote 10,000 words in 4 days. So anyway, let's all of those different things are the things that you are normally doing, the things that you're normally thinking about. It's your mind patterns. It's what your brain is comfortable with. So this is uncomfortable, and then it's going to be weird to change those thought patterns. Think of it this way. If you want to quit smoking or quit drinking or whatever, one of the things that helps some people is that they don't identify as a smoker or a drinker. So they're doing an inverse thinking. I'm not a smoker, I'm not a drinker, and therefore I don't do that thing anymore. I am the kind of person that gets out of bed. I am the kind of person that gets stuff done when it needs to get done. These are all inverse thoughts. So think of your goal and, write this down. So grab a book, grab a pen, paper, use your phone, whatnot. Write your goal down. What do you want? Right? What do you want to have happen? I don't care what it is. And then think of all the things that would not help you get it. So, if you want to lose weight, what's something that is not going to help you getting that? Eating a ton of ice cream like I did last night. Not going to the gym, not drinking plenty of water, not making healthy choices with this, that, or the other thing, not going to the doctor and, checking out whatever you're like, blood work and different things like that. So, think of everything that is going to stop you from that goal. Not getting up and going for a run in the morning, not going to the gym, da 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 da. Write all those things down on one side of the paper and then flip it, right? Inverse thinking. So instead of not going to the gym, you go to the gym. Instead of eating ice cream, what are you going to eat? Instead of waking up at 8:30 a.m. and then you got to jump out of bed and go to work. When are you going to wake up so you can actually work out? Think of all the different things that you do that are keeping you from that goal and then change it around. If I wanted to work on, you know, if I wanted to work further on the guitar or the ukulele or the baron or the didgeridoo, any of these instruments that I like to mess around with, you know, how would I get better at that? Or how would I stay bad at that? I would focus on, reading. I would wake up at a certain time. I would only pick them up once a week, maybe. And then inverse that. Pick an instrument up every single day. Wake up an extra half hour earlier so I could practice that instrument. Different things like that. So we're taking all of our normal thought patterns, all of our normal behaviors that are dictated by our thought patterns, and then we are realizing that they are feeding a certain kind of result, a certain kind of reality. And we want to flip it over to a new kind of reality. If you want to get good at, you want to get some good grades in a class, what are you doing that's giving you those particular grades? Are you handing in your homework on time? Are you studying at all? Are you paying attention in class? Any of those things? If you have bad grades, probably not. Of course, there could be other reasons or whatever. If you're having trouble studying and you don't feel like doing it or whatever, study with someone else. Find a tutor. If you're not doing your homework on time, do it on time. If you always leave the house late, what could you do? Well, leave the house earlier. But that feeds into a lot of different things. It's like the experiment of how to make a peanut butter sandwich. Where do you start? So when you start to inverse these thoughts of this is what I do and this is what I'm getting, to if I do the opposite, what am I going to get? It can really start you down a rabbit hole of if I change this, then I have to change that. If I change my routine in the morning, I might have to wake up earlier. If I change my routine in the morning, I might change my routine at night. If I'm working on improving my health in this one way, maybe I could improve it in another way. If you're trying to quit smoking or drinking, maybe you also want to change the habits of what you eat. You know, it could cascade into a whole bunch of different changes that you're doing. When I started to get really, really good at taking care of business at work and, being more efficient at work, that translated back to my house with being more efficient with stuff in my house. I would stop putting things off at work and actually getting them done. And then when stuff came to around here, replacing a light bulb, fixing a bathroom fan, fixing a light switch, even putting in my own dishwasher, I used to shy away from all that stuff and hire someone else to do it. But then with gaining the different confidence and stuff of making my thoughts inverse from I can't do that to I can do that and how, and this is my normal pattern, but I'm going to change it to this, it cascaded into all of these different things of now having the confidence to do these kinds of things. So even when those little thoughts creep up of, I don't want to do it, I just want to sit on my couch, inverse that and figure out what you could do instead. Change is a pain in the butt, but if you do that magic that you do for any particular result, and you do it in a very, very effective, calculated, psychodramatic manner with a lot of high energy, then that is going to give you the oomph to change your mundane stuff. If you want more on that, check out Magical Theater, the first book that I wrote, where it talks about how to create those super dynamic rituals. You can find a link to that in the description, in which you are changing both your conscious and subconscious mind and priming it for making those changes in the real world. So when you do the magic, you have the energy, maybe you have some spiritual support behind you, and then when you step out of that ritual chamber, it's up to you to start that change, because we are the main conduits through which our reality is created. Like I said at the beginning of this video, stuff just doesn't happen to us. We make it happen. We earn certain things. We create certain things. And we are creating different things all the time, whether we want to or not. So we have to start making more and more and more and more calculated, conscious choices in what we're doing in our lives all the time, because we are constantly creating the next moment, the next one, the next one. So like right after I make this video, am I gonna sit on my couch and watch a couple of YouTube videos? Or am I going to pull out one of my musical instruments and play them? Well, what do I want to do? Part of me just wants to lay down on the couch and take a freaking nap. But if I want to get better at stuff, what do I need to do? I need to flip that thought around to how can I be productive today and what do I want to get done and what are my goals. That's even why I'm making this video, which is the second video that I've made today. And even why I'm starting to make more of the video videos, which is why you guys can, if you're watching this on YouTube, can see my face. Anyways, let me know what you think about this one. Always drop me a comment. Suggest any further video topics that you might want me to do. You can always email me. Make sure you check out my books and other offerings on my website. You can find my link tree down there. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't, because I got new magical stuff on magic, mythology, spirituality, and all that stuff happens every single week. Until next time, good hunting.